I had this closed off to stop air flowing into the vent where the ant nest was. Now this is my first look into the camper since I had it bug bombed. Prop this door open. Hold on a second. Wow. They came out of the nest. There's a drunken looking one stumbling around. They came out in mass. Oh, it's a mess in here. They're everywhere. The whole floor is covered with them. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but oh, it's disgusting. They're everywhere. I'm so happy I didn't clean up before doing that. Let me see if the nest is killed. Oh boy. There are some that lived. There are some that are completely unharmed. And some are still working, trying to save the eggs. Oh, what a mess. Oh, well, at least the bulk of them are gone. It's like something out of a science fiction horror movie. Well, now I can start cleaning and fixing. I'll have to bomb one more time. Oh, it's a mess. I'm gonna hit up the dollar store for a broom today. I'm gonna get a new dust mask, a good one, before I go any further into this mess. Right now I just want to open the windows. It feels creepy even entering this place. They're everywhere. Look at this. They're everywhere. They must have been in the walls all over the place. The floor was crawling with them. Can you see the tracks? See the tracks? This is ant tracks. In the dust. The floor, there's not a single spot on the floor that wasn't covered in ants. This is crazy. Look at the tracks. This is the dust on the floor. There's so many ants. The whole motorhome is full. Everything. What a mess. Well, I'm happy I pulled that wall out. So happy that we did that. Now here you can see daylight. Fortunately it did not rain last night, but the strong winds, it was really bad wind last night. It was very bad, and it blew off my metal covering. From this angle here, it doesn't look like the damage is too bad on the fridge, and actually I can paint in here now. I can reach around and paint the back of the fridge like I did the other one. So I hopefully will be able to save this fridge. And also, one thing I mentioned in my comments on my blog, I think, but I didn't mention on the video, is what's really stupid. Let me open this panel. I want to get light air flowing through here anyway now. I'm sure there's a way to prop that open. What's really stupid, if you look, there's outdoor air. That's access to the outdoors. In winter, this is what cools the fridge. And in winter, of course, you're going to have cold air flowing up through here. That's what that's designed for, to cool the fridge coils. But they did not insulate this wall. So with the original construction, this would have been a freezing cold wall in winter. And I'm actually quite happy I did open this wall up so I can put foam insulation in here and seal this off. I mean, that's a massive heat loss area right there. Fortunately, the wood framing out here was not damaged. Everything's good except for the bottom underneath the fridge where the ants were and where the most of the water damage was. I don't have to pull the fridge because the only water damage I found is right here in this corner. The RV was probably sitting at an angle causing the water to pool up here in this corner and then running down the stairway, which destroyed the stairway here. So I'm very fortunate in how that was limited here. I'm going to have to cut off right here and add a new piece of wood framing and reframe this bottom box here and put some more support under the fridge to make sure it's safe, because half the structural support there, the fridge has basically two main bottom rails it rests on, and the one is hanging in the air. The only thing holding this fridge in place is the other bottom rail and the side framing that it would be leaning against now. It's sort of wedged in is the only thing holding it up. So I definitely have to reframe that. And what's interesting also to note is that is a ton of wasted space down there. I don't know why they would have left a huge area in a motorhome or RV situation where every bit of space is valuable. Why they couldn't have put a little storage door in that. That'd be great to have accessible. So when I rebuild this, I'm going to do so. I'm going to have a access panel there so I can use it for, I'll throw in my tools and gloves and whatever else that I can just grab from right outside the door here at convenience. Open the door, grab something, run out and keep working. That'd be nice to have that space freed up and usable. Now here's some good news I forgot to mention yesterday in my shock of finding the ants. This is steel framing and foam construction. So this means there will not be and cannot be mice in the walls. There is absolutely no way for the mice to get through the steel tube construction and into the insulation. So this is very, very much a relief and very good to see. What is that, 1.5 inches? Probably 1 3/4 thick. They call it 2-inch, I guess you'd call it at the hardware store. 2-inch thick insulation, because the walls are generally 2 inches thick, which is actually, again, 1 3/4 in reality. But everything is steel. Everything is framed with steel, so there's no way the ants can be in the walls, which means all these interior walls are going to be clean and safe. Anything that doesn't have water damage or mold, I can keep and sleep in here in confidence and comfort knowing that there were no mice tunneling in the walls. Interior walls is a different story, but there's nothing behind that. There's nothing behind the interior walls. Cabinets I can access. I'm going to rip off these boards over the bed, maybe even today. I'm going to get my new dust masks. I'm going to try to find a better one actually, and get in here, rip everything open, remove everything I can, strip this down as much as possible and start the cleaning process. Try to get the rest of the carpet out, get this mildew sanitized and bleached. So I'll see how far I get today, but I will be exposing every single thing that I can where the mice and stuff have traveled, which is under the beds, inside the heaters. Inside the hot water heater is for sure going to be disgustingly filthy. Inside the furnace area is going to be filthy. So I'll remove all that. But the good news is these exterior walls are going to be safe and clean behind them. All I have to do is clean off the mold. I was at the local Napa the other day helping a friend out. Actually Saturday it was, when we were working on our vehicles. And I saw this sitting there on the floor, and I have an eye for batteries. I don't know, it's just I have this skill for looking at a battery and knowing if it can be saved or not. And this is a genuine Harley Davidson AGM battery, never used. And I asked him if I said I'll pay for it, whatever, I'll pay for these things. I want these batteries. And
I said it again and again and again. I will pay for these batteries, but I want these batteries, whatever it takes. I'll pay the core fee or whatever. And he said, the guy there said, well, we have to check and see. We have a quota to fill, and if we haven't filled the quota, we'll get back to you. And I went in today and I got them all for free. These he said they're $119 batteries, new. A guy had him in his garage and threw them, just wanted to dispose of them. $120, that's $360 in batteries right here. And I don't think they've ever been used. They look like they've been just sitting around collecting dust. Well, this one has some goop on the top, but that could be from the shelf. I don't know, but this one is in the box. And they're spotless. There's no scrapes, no nothing. They're ancient, but I bet I can restore them. So that's a nice little bonus just for the asking. Well, I worked on the demolition job in the last week or so and gave me a little bit of extra cash. Most of this is dollar store items. And he got me the bottle of bleach. I convinced him to buy me the bottle of bleach the other day for my troubles. But what I did just buy is a bunch of dollar store stuff. You'll all be happy to know I got a little bit better face mask. It's not greatest, but it's better. The good painter's masks are $50. It's forget it, I'm not getting one of them. 125 pack of cheap disposable gloves. The better quality rubber ones rip when I'm working anyway. I'm going to keep replacing them, so these, if I keep ripping them up, who cares, I'll just toss them. Got myself a broom just for this job because it's disgusting in here. A dollar store disposable broom for this task. Now this was a good deal. This was on sale. It was I think it came to like $12, $13, and it says it paints vinyl, which is what I have to deal with here. This vinyl coated walls and surfaces. That's a everything primer, and it's mold and mildew resistant. So I am going to start cleaning, bleaching, priming, and painting everything in sight. The first thing I have to do, of course, is finish this demolition, get this junk out of the way. I also got a scraper at the dollar store because the wall stuff, everything's glued on here. And I want to scrape the rust, and then I'll probably come out here with my hand drill and a wire brush and wire brush this stuff to get the bulk of the rust out. And then I should have showed you while I was here, this Rust-Oleum. It's a rust converter. Instantly converts rust to a primer. So that is going to be used on the frame here. Once I get the metal frame exposed all the way, I still have to knock out this piece of wood, which is glued on so well. They literally glued it on to the frame, to the metal frame here. I guess it's the only way to put this RV together because it's a metal frame, which makes it easy, I guess, but it's not easy to rebuild later. But I'm going to primer that with the rust converter, and then I'm going to spray some that tar auto body, that rubberized tar undercoating on these before I put everything back together. And I might use metal screws, self-tapping metal screws, to screw the wall on. I don't know, I'll go take it as I go there. But if I use the undercoating, I won't be able to glue. If I just use the primer stuff, I will be able to. So, yeah, I'll play that by ear. Gonna leave this wall open for a few days. Let all that wood dry out. Let the ants continue dying. And again, when I'm done with all this, before I put anything back together, I'm going to do another bug bomb. Actually, I'm probably going to do 2 or 3 at a time, because some of these things are in there pretty deep, and they didn't get killed last time. So, let's see. Now what I have here, I have to be careful because this is hot wires. There's a now, funny enough, this wire came out red. This was, let me see, this was, I have to be careful and remember, white was ground. And black was positive, so this is positive. But it's confusing, especially when they switch colors on you halfway through the system. Anyway, white is ground. And this is hot. This goes right to the battery. Accidentally blew the fuse that was in the line pulling this out. But this was to the... I think they had wired this themselves and somehow run it through here. This went to the antenna. It had some kind of an amplified antenna thing in there. And I want to run a cigarette lighter socket. But the only problem is I only have 1 3/4 room to play with. But there are no 12-volt power sockets in this whole RV. Which, and considering the thinness of the walls, I don't know how, but I really want to get it some 12-volt sockets in this place. I am definitely going to use this huge space here. I might even put 2 sockets down here. I can always run cords to whatever I'm using, vacuum cleaner or whatever, 12 volt fans or whatever, but I'll probably put some sockets down in here for convenience. And probably under the bed area, I'm sure I can find room once I get this all ripped apart. Both these beds, I'll probably be able to run some 12-volt sockets in here, which will be great for running fans when it gets hot out. Well, even outdoors, the baby cat knows when a box has arrived. She's all excited. There's a box here from Lori Wheeler on YouTube. So let's see what we have here. I do know there's going to be some special things for the baby cat in here. Beyond that, I don't know what to expect. What do we have here? Let's see, there's a big backpack. Jeep backpack. That's got to mean quality. I got a Jeep knife for my friend, and it's actually a very nice knife. Let's see what we have. All kinds of stuff. Oh, here's a nice little toy for the baby. And we have some organic throat health tea. Interesting. Ginger aid tea for digestion. What's this here? I'm sorry, I know I can't say that right. Echinacea. Immune system tea. Oh, good stuff, especially living out here. Almond packs, very nice. Well, what's this here? It's like some soap bars. I'll have to check them out later. Looks like some natural soap bars. Oh, here's a whole box of stuff for the baby. Come here, baby cat. I got something for you. She's eating tree leaves right now. Oh, this is neat. There's a catnip kiss. This is a whole catnip toy. Compressed catnip. Wow, she's gonna go wild over that. Oh, natural snacks. Very nice. And we have the Good Life recipe. Oh, this is perfect timing. I was just running out of food. Thank you very much. Real chicken, brown rice, garden greens. All natural, no artificial flavors or preservatives. I take care of my cat well, thank you. Catnip bubbles. Interesting. Got to check this out for cats to play with. Well, this is actually, there's a card in here that says from Lori and Logan. And I heard Logan spent extra time looking for the cat goodies. So on behalf of Baby, who is currently out running the forest here and having a good old time, when she comes in and she's done patrolling the outdoors, I'm sure she's going to be very thankful. And I'll show you guys her playing inside this box. Thank you very much. I don't even have to say anything. I just bring the box in and set it down and she's there. She's in it. Let's see if I can get my stuff out of there. I'm pretty sure she knows that's for her. You know what that is, don't you? Huh? We'll get that out later. Get down from there. She wants that toy. Well, you guys chose well in that. I can't wait to get that out. She can't wait for me to get it out. She wants that toy. You know what that is too, don't you? Huh? That's baby treats. What else we got here? We'll get the catnip ball out. We'll get that out and let you play with that. Here, let me have that bag. Now you got a box. Look at her tail. She's excited. She knows her stuff for her. I'm gonna have to open it. I'll be right back. Well, now she's gonna be drunk for the rest of the day. That's that catnip ball. A solid ball of catnip. Look at her tail fluffed. She's excited. Thank you, Lori and Logan. If baby could speak, she would say thank you as well. I just got a package from Link Knight. That's his real name, I guess, and his YouTube name. Let's see what's in here. I know Link Knight is one of my biggest commenters on YouTube. I know your name very well from YouTube. So we've got a couple items here. What's this? Build your own direct charging plant. Oh, nice. I love my electronics. This looks interesting. I can't wait to get into this. Oh, I love my electricity. This is going to be nice. Oh, it's got the looks like using an engine and a alternator. Which is actually what I was going to do. I was just going to try to do it on my own, and here I have a book. Well, thank you. And what do we have here? Oh, I'm getting excited. This is for crystal radios. Hope my camera battery holds out. It's blinking on me. I can't wait to see what this is, because that headphone, that's earphone, is for crystal radios. This is definitely a crystal radio. I'm not sure how it's tuned. I'm gonna have to try this out. Oh, there it is. There's the adjuster. Alright, well, thank you very much. Thank you for some exciting projects and some more late nights. Thank you very much, Link Knight. Talk to you on YouTube. I wanted to say thank you again, Link Knight. By the way, he's been an off-grider and for about 2 years now, so go check out his channel. I was looking through this book, took a break and went through it, and this is really awesome. This tells you all about using different AC and DC motors hooked up to gas-powered engines to charge your batteries. This is really amazing stuff. And the crystal radio is cool as well. Thank you very much. Due to the water dripping down in here to the engine compartment and splashing all over, I put a piece of plastic up. On my battery sitting at 13.1 volts with the sun shining on the solar panels. This is the Harbor Freight controller and Harbor Freight solar panels. Thank you guys, the people who commented and gave me the advice and information about this charge controller. I just put them out in a direct sunlight. This is the button to use for on and off for the meter. This is everything off. I didn't know that till now. So now it's still charging, and I was using this button. So thank you guys. Now I know better.
I'm trying to get the bed area here removed. Now, so I don't strip these, I loosen it with a screwdriver, and I can pull it out with a power driver. These are long screws and quite a bit of job of work to get out. This, I didn't show it on video, but when I was putting water into the system the other day, I ended up pouring water out all over the floor in here. So I think the mice have ruined one of my lines, probably ate a PEX pipe or something. But I won't know until I get inside here and see what's up. So I have to remove this whole bed panel, which has obviously been out before because the heads of the screws are stripped, which makes this a more complicated job. I'm going to have to use new screws when I do this myself later, when I put it all back together. Notice I'm wearing a gas mask, or not gas mask, dust mask, gloves. All dollar store junk, but at least the mask is a better quality. Well, here goes. I think I have all the screws out. Yes. See what's under this mess. This was the bed. I'm going to keep the board, sanitize it nicely, and reuse it. Oh, yuck. There's some dirt on there. Good thing I took that out. It's not, there's spiders in here. That bug bomb, I definitely have to open everything up and bug bomb this again. Oh, what a mess. Mice are so disgusting. Let me grab my camera. Oh, I hate mice with a passion. The more I work on motorhomes and campers, the more I hate mice. All that black is mouse urine. Old, ancient mouse urine. It's disgusting. These things are evil. That's all layers of mouse poop and urine. So irritating. Let me get a light. Well, I think this is a 50-gallon tank. This is a very large... Yeah, that's a 50-gallon tank. That's a huge, huge onboard water tank, which is nice. What do we got here? I have no idea what that is. Oh, it's probably a furnace? No, wait, what is that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check that out. Now, I had my water leaking up in here. No idea, but there's all kinds of mouse junk. Piles of filth from the mice. All this is gonna have to be cleaned out. Oh, and it's underneath the tank. I'm going to have to lift up the tank and clean underneath all this stuff in order to really have this clean, especially since this is the bed. And this is the bed I'm going to use as well because I want to maintain access to all this. There's my water pump. Oh, look. I think my bug bomb has killed a mouse. That's not an old death. Or not, that's not, he's not been dead long. Look at the piles of filth in here. All this has to be cleaned. Mouse nest and junk. There's more ants. Unbelievable. There's ants still alive up in here. Oh, this is unbelievable. Everything has to be taken apart. battery always fails when you need it. Wow, that works. I have to get this mess out of here. There's still ants alive in that mass. The bug bomb, I guess, can only really do damage where it can reach the air that they're breathing. This looks like potting soil. Isn't that weird? Actually, they made an amazing potting soil by composting wood with, I think that's styrofoam. Or, I don't know what that is actually. Looks like foam insulation particles. They've made the ultimate compost. Potting soil, I mean. Oh, it's a mess in here. Oh, there's so much. I can't believe how thick it is. Look what they've done. This is from the camper. This is wall material and wood. This is insane. This is what carpenter ants do inside your walls. If you see carpenter ants, you need to get rid of them. They're bad. Bad business. They've tunneled in here to the floor. This is destroyed here. They've tunneled in. They're living inside here. There's holes and tunnels and chambers in here. It's all destroyed. This is full of holes, tunnels. The wood is full of tunnels. Carpenter ants will destroy your home from the inside out. It's destructive. Well, I've exposed as much rot as I could and cleaned out that area as well as I could. I also ripped out, I should have showed you before I swept the whole back area of the RV up to here. This is where the kitchen is, and right to the edge of the fridge. And I used my hammer pry end and I ripped out some of the wet, rotted wood. Actually, in the end, I'm probably going to come out past the edge of the steps here, all the way over, and take out this whole square from across in front of the fridge, all the way over and across by the end of the cabinet here. It's hard to see. I should have recorded before I swept, but there's some wetness here in the wood, and I'm going to have to cut this out and expose the metal underneath and let it dry, because the water has been running under the flooring. So I'm just going to have to take out this whole trunk, this whole section. I'm going to have to rip out as much as I can under here. I really do not want to remove the fridge if I don't have to. It's a massive project. If I have to do that, it would be a really big mess. And you lose a lot of trim pieces, which is hard to replace. Wood is easy to work on, trim is not. The ants have tunneled underneath here. This wood is completely tunneled through with ant nests. I think I'm going to try to pry something under there and leave it exposed and lifted to allow air to get under there. Some of the ants are still dying, so maybe the bug bomb did its job, because ants don't sit still, they move around. So they're still dying. I did notice in the closet, I know you can't see it, but in the closet I know there was that pile of junk, and I now know that was an ant nest. And in the bathroom, I swept it up, but in this corner by the toilet was a pile of the same junk. Now I know that was an ant nest. It was that composted, decomposing wood and styrofoam insulation that they had ripped out of the walls somewhere. I know that the walls are pretty secure from mice. I don't know where the ants ripped that insulation from. And honestly, I'm not going to rip out all my walls, because although the ants may have eaten holes in the insulation somewhere, I know they haven't done enough damage to warrant ripping apart the whole RV, price-wise as well, and it's not going to be any harm to me. They're not as deadly as mice are when they get in there. So anyway, this whole stairway area is coming out, this whole floor part here is coming out. I'm going to reframe the fridge, try to rip out that floor underneath without removing the fridge. Right now the fridge is sort of held in, it's a balancing act. But I'll get that done and fix it up. I still have to get this carpet out. I'll probably get to that Thursday or Friday, most likely Friday. I want to finish gutting everything by Friday night. Having the floor cut out, I'm going to have to recharge my tools. Have all the bad stuff gutted and ripped out and ready for cleaning and renovation by Friday afternoon. I was at this shop today and got some cedar mulch. I'm going to mix that with some compost that I have left over and some straw that the rain got to and made it moldy. And I'll show you why I needed that. My compost pile is low. Due to the continuous daily rain, the guy who gives me the compost said I can't come over until the ground is hard. And honestly, that could be forever. My potatoes have grown extremely thick, extremely dense, and yeah, I should have cut the potatoes on retrospect, because each eye bore a stem, a vine. So that's a massive potatoes, incredible amount of potatoes. But they're over 2 feet high now out of the ground. So another project in the next day or two here, I have to increase these wooden frames. I got church tonight, so that'll be the end of the day. I'm going to process this video and be done, but I have to raise these beds another 2 feet high and fill them. So I'll do a mixture of straw, hay, and compost and mulch. Mix it in nice and raise these guys up so they can keep growing. The rest of my plants are looking really good. They're loving this like mild 60-70 degree weather. I guess I can take my gas mask off. Got my dust mask on still. They can handle this weather much better. I've got some nice fruits coming on there. And the tomatoes are starting to blossom. So the peppers are really slow. I don't even know what kind these are. I'm starting to think they might be a bell type pepper because they're shorter. And my onions are looking good. I haven't even checked their bulb size, but I know they're growing nicely. They're still quite little. They got some time yet before they're ready for harvest. But I've been eating the tubes off the onions. Good vitamins, very healthy for you. Nice mild oniony taste. They're very good for you. My garlics, they're growing nicely here. And these guys are pretty small and slow, but they're starting to grow and vine out. I'm trying to train them. I want to train these to go upwards here. So things are coming along very fast, very well.